Imagine that.
Jessica Pegula had just won her semifinal and stepped onto the microphone for her on-court interview. What happened next, nobody in that stadium expected. Why did Jessica Pegula's sentence stop right in the middle? Why did an entire stadium erupt before she could even finish her thought? She was mid-sentence, talking calmly, building toward something, and then, on a single word, the whole crowd cut her off. What was she about to say that pulled a reaction like that? And what did she say right after about the woman she might face tomorrow? Was it a compliment or a warning? Stay with this, because the answer is coming, and it says more than it seems to on the surface. This all happened at the Mubadala DC Open in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, August 1st, 2026. Top seed Jessica Pegula faced fourth seed Diana Shnaider in the semifinal. Most people expected a comfortable win. For the first half hour, the opposite looked true. Pegula fell behind 5-2 in the first set, broken twice, completely out of rhythm, unable to find any consistency on her return games. That part rarely gets remembered. The scoreline will simply read 7-5, 6-4. It won't show how close that first set really was, or how much work it took to turn it around. She fought back, 5 straight games to take the set 7-5. In the second set, she broke early for a 3-2 lead, extended it to 5-2, and closed out the match in 1 hour and 27 minutes. Talking about that comeback afterward, she brushed it off like it was nothing. 2-5 sounds dramatic, but it's only one break. I didn't think I was that far off. It was just a couple of points here and there. No panic in her voice. No drama. Just numbers described the way she always described her tennis. That one extended her head-to-head record against Shnaider to 4-0. It was also her 4th final of the 2026 season. She has already won 2 titles this year, Dubai and Charleston, and finished runner-up at Berlin. A win in Washington would give her a 3rd title of the season and the 12th of her career in the very city where she won her first ever WTA title back in 2019. Now here's where it happened. At the very end of her interview, host Rennie Stubbs asked her one direct question. Who would she rather face in the final? Naomi Osaka or Alex Eala? Pegula started answering, talking about her one and only match against Eala last year in Miami, before anyone knew her name the way they do now. And right as she said the words, huge following, the crowd erupted so loudly, it swallowed the rest of her sentence completely, forcing her to pause and laugh before she could continue. Here is exactly what she said, once she picked the thought back up. I haven't played Naomi in a little while, but I played Alex last year or something like that at Miami, right before she started her big run. And I know that she has a huge following. She's a really nice girl. Reacting to that eruption from the crowd, she said, "See? Yeah, she's awesome. So she's always going to be tough. She's got nothing to lose." Then she added one more layer. And then Naomi, also, on the hard courts, we know that she's one of the best in the world on the surface. So either way, it's going to be a really, really tough final, but I'm excited to go out there and fight for the title tomorrow. This is your channel. Hit subscribe and hit that heart button if this story is moving you the way it moved that crowd. Now let's talk about what those words actually mean. She's got nothing to lose. When a world number 3 player says that about her opponent, it isn't a light compliment. It's an admission. Pegula walks into this final as the higher seed, the more experienced finalist, the one everyone expects to win. If she lifts the trophy, no one will be surprised. If she doesn't, it becomes one of the biggest upsets of the season. Eala carries none of that weight on her shoulders. Every point she wins feels like a gift, not an obligation, and that freedom is exactly what makes her dangerous. Just as telling is what Pegula chose not to say. She never predicted a win. She never called herself the favorite. Not once did she speak down about Eala's game, even briefly. Their only previous meeting was the semi-final of the 2025 Miami Open, which Pegula won in 3 hard-fought sets, 7-63, 5-7, 6-3. Looking back on that day compared to now, she said, "I remember in Miami, This was like before people knew her as much. She also admitted something honest about tomorrow, acknowledging she won't have a usual home court advantage. I'm assuming tomorrow it's probably going to be worse in terms of more favored crowd for Eala. On the other side of the net, Alex Eala arrives at this final having beaten 3 seeded players in a row to get here. Defending champion Leylah Fernandez, 2nd seed Elina Svitolina, and 3rd seed Naomi Osaka, a 4-time Grand Slam champion, in straight sets. It's only the 2nd WTA Tour final of her career, following her runner-up finish at Eastbourne last year, and she currently sits at world number 28, a ranking she will improve regardless of Sunday's outcome. Even Pegula couldn't hide her respect for what Eala has built this season. It's going to be a battle. Alex, I'm a big fan of hers. She's the future of the tour, and she's already here. So that's the full story of what Jessica Pegula said, and why an entire stadium reacted the way it did. But this story isn't over. The final itself is still ahead, and it could either write history for Alex Eala or add another chapter to one of the most consistent seasons Jessica Pegula has ever had. We'll bring you the result and everything both players say after it's done, right here on this channel. Drop a comment and tell us, who are you rooting for tomorrow, Alex Eala or Jessica Pegula? This is your channel, built by people who love this game as much as you do. So hit subscribe, hit that heart, and let's celebrate this sport together.